The story I want to share with you tonight, it's a story of hope. It's a testament to nature's incredible power to heal when it's given a chance, and to our ability as humans to come together and make a difference. So I want to take you to a journey back in time, to an era when giants ruled the forest of Europe. Giants that shaped the land beneath their feet. This massive creature, once vital for the ecosystem, had vanished from the wild by the end of the 1800s, completely wiped out. And sadly, due to a selfish reason, to aristocrats that wanted to hunt for status. I'm talking about the European bison, an animal that is as tall as an SUV and just as heavy. Only 54 remained in zoos across Europe. 54. That's all it remained between the European bison and extinction. The bison, also known as Zubar in Bulgarian and Zimbru in Romania, was not just a big creature. It was an essential part of the ecosystem. By grazing and moving through the wood, they created space for other species, for insect, plant, and other wildlife. They were, in a way, the architect of the landscape. But as humans expanded, clearing the land for agriculture, building cities, highways, and other infrastructure, their habitat shrunk. But it wasn't just about the loss of land. They became prized hunting trophy, and this brought them even closer to the edge of the oblivion. Can you imagine these giants that were depicted in ancient cave paintings and folk stories? They were now hanging on by a thread, reduced to few individuals living in cages. But then something amazing happened, and people realized that they couldn't just let the European bison disappear like that. They were the architect of the landscape. Without them, so many other species would have suffered. So a few visionary conservationists, scientists, and zookeepers came together and said, we really have to do something. And by the beginning of the 20th century, they started the first breeding program. So basically, zoos across Europe came together, they started pooling resources and bring together the last remaining bison. A key place of this journey is the Białowieża forest in Poland, the last wild home of the bison. In this place, conservationists made it their mission to bring back this species. And slowly, slowly, the herd grew. But it wasn't just about saving few animals, protecting the one remained. It was about restoring the balance to the ecosystem. But let's move to another place of this journey, Romania, where the reintroduction of the bison has taken a life on its own. Imagine a cold, misty morning in the Carpathian Mountain. A group of bison, absent for centuries, is about to be released. In this group of bison, there is a young female called Isa. Isa was born in captivity, and she's about to take her first step into freedom. For the people in Armenish, the village where the bison were reintroduced in the southwestern Carpathian, the return of the bison was not just a project. Isa and the other became part of their identity and reconnect them with their heritage. Rangers like Mattei are at the core of this project. With this shy smile and endless stories, Mattei is one of the people that made it all happen. But he had this share of funny encounters. Like that time when a curious bison entered into a villager garden and helped himself with a cabbage patch. Of course, the villagers were not happy, not at all, but Mattei, calm and collected, ended it with a joke. He said something like, well, at least now we know that they like to eat healthy. And so, after a few laughs and some negotiation, the bison was forgiven for, let's say, it's an invited dinner. But this is part of a delicate balance. It's the challenge of reintroducing wild species in places where they haven't lived for centuries. In Armenish, at the beginning, people didn't understand the importance of the bison in their day-to-day life. Now, after 10 years, they speak about how the bison has brought them together, either for social event or other gathering. They know that the return of the bison has helped their economy to be revitalized, has brought in new tourists, has actually brought a whole breath of energy to the region. And now, when they see one of these animals, you can see the pride in their eyes, in seeing them roaming freely again. But it's not just symbolic. The return of the bison has a tangible impact on the ecosystem. By grazing and moving through the forest, they help other species thrive. In Armenish, you can see it's happening. You can see plants that were not there for years, they are reappearing. You can see the animal, the other wildlife coming back. They are literally bringing back life to the region. Now, our project has grown, and from the early releases, we have now more than 200 free-roaming bison in the Carpathian Mountain, making it one of the most successful rewilding programs in the region in Europe. But this is just a small piece of a much bigger puzzle. Rewilding is the idea that nature knows how to heal itself if we let it. And reintroducing species means that we are doing not just something for them, we are doing something for us. Because as part of the ecosystem, we can enjoy the fact that the ecosystem we rely upon are revitalized. In Romania, it's clear. This is more than just a wildlife success story. It's a beacon of hope. It is something that has given a new purpose to the people in Armenish. They have now a reason to stay, to care for their land, and to take pride of their heritage. But where do we go from now? We have now more than 8,000 free-roaming bison in all Europe. It's a great success, but we are not done yet. We still need to expand their habitats and protect the species. But yes, it's a success because an animal that was at the brink of the extinction now has a future. But I want you to remember, this is not a story about saving a species. It's a story about people realizing the immense power we have when we unite to restore wild places we had lost. And it's a call to action. It's a reminder that together we can fix what once was broken and leave a thriving world to future generations. And the good news is that if you want to see a giant and see the power they have in nature, now you can, because many people made it possible. And I want to leave you with the image of Isa, free in the nature, that I think speak much louder than thousands of my words. Thank you.